Howdy people. Let me just let's see it. There we go, it's better. So this week I think I may have talked on this subject. I don't think I've actually done the story, but I think I've maybe mentioned it slightly. The reason is, just because you don't work for a company doesn't mean you'll never work for that company, even if you don't work for that company. Bit of a confusing one there. So so a long time ago this is back in year 2000, so 25 years ago. I'd moved from my first role into a second role, and then after 9 months I got made redundant. And so the December of 99 and more the January of 2000, I was looking for new roles. And for a junior developer at the time, there was loads of stuff around. I mean, I wanted to find a job that I wanted to really do, and I was literally doing 2 or 3 interviews a week. And I remember this crampy hand. I had about several offers in the end, right? The best of those offers was from a company in London, although I decided I wasn't going to take that role, because to get there it was a train from the town where I lived, which was at the time called Reading, spelt Reading in case you want to look it up, into Paddington, and then from Paddington I think it was a Circle line and then the Northern line, something like that. But there was 2 tubes and 1 train. It was like a good, hour and a half plus worth of journey both ways. I thought cost and time, it's not really worth it. I just didn't want to waste my time, and I ended up taking a role in a company that was based out of not too far from London, a place called Slough. But the reason for that was the company was moving to Reading 3-4 months after I started. I thought, that's good, it's local. It would literally 2 miles, I think, from where I lived, so it was really easy. And I don't regret working for that company. I did get made redundant again from that company after 2 years, when there was a real kind of hit of financial problems in the whole kind of IT sector. But I don't regret working for that company, because that's the company I worked for when I got sent to Dublin for... There's a phone ringing somewhere. So I think someone's got a phone going in the thing. It's very loud coming out of a car. Anyway, I worked out of Dublin for 6 months of those 2 years, more or less, and I definitely don't regret that. But yeah, so I turned on this company, and then the company, after I was made redundant from this company that I chose instead of, I went to work for another large company. And several months after working there was a project I started working on, which was to work with partner companies that were doing parts of this whole big project. And it just so happened the company that I was working with was this company I had actually turned a role down in, which wasn't an issue, don't get me wrong. But the funny part was that for 4 of the 5 days of the week, I was working out of their office it was Angel, Islington. So I was doing this train into Paddington, 2 tubes and back again, for about 3 months. So the moral is, you might turn down a role in a company because of a reason such as, the commute was a little bit more tricky. However, you still may end up doing that commute because you work for another company that partners with them. No, don't get me wrong. I don't regret doing that project, because that was the only time I ever worked with TCL or Tickle, what people call it, which was interesting. But yeah, it's funny that, just because you decide not to do something doesn't mean that you won't end up doing that anyway. So yeah, one of the, I think, funniest things I ever look back on is turning down a company but still end up working out of that company, if not for that company. Right, that's it for this week. And I always forget to say, please like, subscribe, forward, comment, do all that kind of stuff, because it really will help just pass on these stories that of time gone by, history in IT. Right, I'm going to go now. Speak to you all next week. Bye for now.